Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching Bubbo Political Vigilante. Bringing out some truth. Well, we talk a lot on this show about climate collapse. We're in it, and it keeps getting worse and worse. But I try to find some positive news. I try to find some things that are being done, and usually it's on a local level. And I always talk about if this is done on a larger scale, we could reverse this. So one of the things that just happened is the city of Los Angeles, where I live, the LA Times put this out there. What you need to know about California's new composting law, a game changer for food waste. Now, this is pretty impressive. Now, Santa Monica, where I've lived, you have been able to, they have a black garbage can, which is regular trash. They have blue, which is recycled, bottles and cans and plastic containers. And then they have a green one for yard trimmings. And the city of Santa Monica has allowed you to get those like just green compost bags. And I put my food scraps in there, wrap them up and throw them in there. So they want to start doing this on Los Angeles. Now, Santa Monica has 90,000 residents. So the city of Los Angeles doing this, which I think city limits are something like 3 million people. I forget the numbers, but this is significant. This is the second largest city in America is going to do this. And I'm going to show you in a little bit how valuable composting is. If you have a garden, compost, it is the best thing for your soil. And there's videos and stuff to watch to understand. You don't want to put meat in there or dairy products, but banana peels, vegetables you've chopped up, orange peel, any stuff like any fruits or vegetables, absolutely put in there. No animal products because it's just maggots and it's horrifying and critters come and get it. It's awful. But there's a lot of composting options out there for apartments and everything. And this article in the LA Times, if you live in Los Angeles, there's specifics because they're going to roll this out and you can be like, well, what if I'm in an apartment? And what if I'm in an office? Or what if I have a restaurant? They're going to go into the specifics of all that. I'm just going to go broad strokes on this, but you should go to these various websites that the city has put out there that can give you more detailed information. Senate Bill 1383 requires all residents and businesses to separate such green waste from other trash, but the program will be rolled out gradually for homes and businesses in the coming months. Fines can be levied for failing to separate organic refuse from other trash, but those charges aren't scheduled to begin until 2024, which is good. Give people 2 years to learn this and don't punish them immediately. Like get people time to figure this out. And after 2 years, and hopefully part of this program, I'm hoping, and it sounds like in the article it is, but needs to be educating the population because a lot of people don't know about this. So you need to educate the population on how to do this. And I'm going to show you why this is important, how it reduces greenhouse gases, but scientists have found that organic waste dumped into traditional landfills decomposes and creates methane, a super pollutant with as much as 80 times the earth-warming potency of carbon dioxide. See, that's why it's important. I didn't know this. I thought it was just there's other benefits too. When you put it down the garbage disposal, you're also using all this water and energy to do this. And Mother Nature has the system. Mother Nature has it all figured out, guys. Mother Nature has no garbage, has no waste. Everything. An apple falls from a tree and just goes in this, nobody eats it and sits and rots. The worms, the bugs eat, everything goes back. Nature doesn't have any waste. The state wants to redirect the material to composting centers or anaerobic digestion facilities where it can help sink carbon back into the earth or capture natural gas to, for instance, power trash trucks. So rather than do fracking, which causes, it contaminates water supplies because it needs a lot of water to do it and also creates earthquakes. I've done videos on that, how like a state like Oklahoma has had like crazy numbers of earthquakes since they've been fracking. Prior to fracking, they'd have like maybe 2 earthquakes a year statewide. Now they have like hundreds of earthquakes a year. It's insane. Los Angeles, the Bureau of Sanitation plans to present a plan early next year to expand food waste recycling from 18,000 homes now in a pilot program to the remaining 730,000 customers. That's significant. You get several million people. And this is why I love this. There's so many smart solutions out there that just need to be implemented on a mass scale. So they just said they're going to create natural gas rather than get natural gas from fracking. So natural gas cars are clean burning, but fracking is so bad for the environment. So if you could create a way to make natural gas without fracking that is now using compostable food, do you see these solutions out there? They're so like brilliant. You get a bunch of smart people in a room, bunch of engineers and scientists. I was going to say Scientologists. Well, there's a lot of them in LA. Scientists and engineers, climate scientists, farmers, get the agricultural community in there. Because again, if you've ever composted and you have a garden, compost is the best thing for your soil. You'll be the first one to say, oh yeah, this is the best. I know people have gardens. My mom's turned me on to composting years ago because she's had a garden. It's the best thing. You put your yard trimmings in there. You put your food scraps in there. If you eat meat and dairy, that you have to throw away traditional, but still, I just chopping up a salad. Like I just made a salad last night, cut off just the heads of the peppers. And, there's always little food scraps, when you make a meal, you put that in the compost. Now it's going to power trucks. And this video from lacompost.org is significant because it just shows you, and this is a great resource, especially obviously if you live in Los Angeles, and how in LA, and if you have any friends that live in LA, if you don't live there, but also this is a decent resource just on what composting is in general, even if you don't live in LA.
Hi, my name is Micah Martinez, and I'm the founder and executive director of LA Compost. I started LA Compost in 2013 with a group of friends and families picking up food scraps around town to show the power of community composting here in a city like Los Angeles. What's been true then, as it is today, is the level of disconnect that exists. Level of disconnect between understanding where our food comes from, how it's grown, how it's labeled, but as well as where it goes after the table experience. This has led to enormous amounts of food scraps ending up in landfill, which has several impacts on both our environment and our health. The disconnect that exists is due to the lack of education, as well as access and opportunity for individuals to engage with the whole story of food. You may be thinking, what is composting anyway? Compost is a verb. It is the process of decomposing organic matter. Compost is also a noun. It's the finished product of decomposed materials. Compost is a natural and regenerative process that farmers and growers have been using for quite some time. The process of compost and decomposition begins when 4 essential elements are present. Those 4 elements include oxygen, water, materials high in carbon, and materials high in nitrogen. When those 4 ingredients are present, the process of decomposition begins. Both macro and microorganisms begin the decomposition process, and finished compost can be ready as early as 3 months to as long as a year. LA Compost seeks to address the environmental impacts of sending food waste to landfill with community-scale composting. Our vision is to connect the people of LA to the soil and each other. We create compost access throughout Los Angeles that gives individuals the opportunity to think about the entire story of food and engage in local solutions. This all contributes to the larger goals of diverting food scraps from landfill, providing education and outreach, and maintaining healthy soils here in the city of Los Angeles. From all of us at LA Compost, thank you for your time and energy in investing in local compost, sustainable communities, and healthy soils. We look forward to seeing you soon.
I mean, this also talks about, this plays into about growing your own food. I mean, we've talked about this before in the show about hydroponics and, growing your own food in an urban environment, in apartment complexes. You don't need to have some big patch of land. And, an urban compost, like what they're talking about for Los Angeles, again, you can implement this in your city. If you live wherever in another city that doesn't have this, reach out to them and say, how did you guys get this started? What did you do? Because this is the other thing too. Look at the supply chain shortages we've seen. It's just absurd to me that not just food, but I mean, we've had food like sitting on, you know, cargo ships, not to mention, you know, supplies and computer chips and all this other stuff. But America is importing food? Really? All the farmland we have? Come on. Like this is preposterous. And so this really talks about a lot of, again, the best solutions like this, their reach of how they can impact positively to a community or address an issue. I mean, look at all the things they're fixing. I mean, just look how it's connected here. It increases the soil. It means you can grow your own, you know, we should all be trying to grow our own food because of all these supply chain shortages. And also you have control over your food. So, you know, if you're using organic compost and organic soil, now, you know, you have clean food. So, you know, we have a real health issue in this country. People are not eating healthy food, and this is a way to do it. And again, Mother Nature has no waste. It's all, Mother Nature reuses everything. So this is good information to have, and I'm glad the city of Los Angeles is doing this. So check out these resources if you live in LA, and if you don't live in LA, see if you can get your city to go on board. This is why why city to city can help, because you can say, well, they did it in LA. It's like, remember when all the states got medical marijuana, and then they started, you know, Colorado started passing recreational marijuana, and California. So it's like, if they have it there, why can't we have it? You know, we should have this. And think about all the rural areas of America. I mean, America is largely rural. I mean, everyone should be doing this and figure out ways to do it in an apartment and all this stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to show you a solution that the second largest city in America is doing, and your city can do it too. And that's a local way to get involved. This is a local issue you can get involved. Don't sit around and wait for the squad and Bernie and everybody else to pass a Green New Deal, because they're not. That would be great if they did, but they're not. The Democratic Party is corrupt. So start changing on a local level, right? And vote with your dollars. Shave your knuckles for justice. Thanks for watching the show, and support us the best way you can, guys. We've been demonetized. We're in our 11th month of demonetization from YouTube. So if you like what we're doing, support it. And if you're mad that I don't agree with 100% of your issues and you just want to cancel me, then I'm sorry. There's no show out there that's going to agree with you 100%. I'm true to who I am and what I believe. If that bothers you, then don't watch. And if I lose followers as a result, then that's your fault, not mine. If I lose followers because I'm being dishonest with myself and disingenuous with you, then I deserve to lose followers. But if I lose them because this is who I am and what I believe in, and it bothers you and I'm canceling and I can't believe, then fuck you. Then take your crybaby bullshit the fuck somewhere else. This is who I am. I was right about Tulsi, wasn't I? I was right about Tulsi. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood. And go to GrahamElwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a PO box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.